Once again, a very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Innovation Thursday Automation 4.0 edition webinar brought to you by IMDA's Open Innovation Platform team, or as we like to call ourselves, we are the OIP team. My name is Billy, the MC for today, and I'm a member of the OIP team. Today is our second Innovation Thursday for Innovation Call 12, right? And in Innovation Call 12, right, we actually have 16 challenges offering $600,000 in prize monies, plus a whole host of perks and features, right, for successful tech solvers. And today is also our second morning session for Innovation Thursday. So I guess I recommend everybody to have a cup of coffee in hand as we attend today's webinar, right? It's really quite early right now. But anyway, today's theme is very exciting. It's related to Industry 4.0. We're talking about Automation 4.0, okay? Because Innovation 4.0 itself, right, describes a growing trend, right, towards automation and data exchange, right, in technology and processes within the manufacturing industry. And we'll see more details as we dive into challenges in the spotlight today. Now, today we're featuring the 3 challenges from our partner, the A-Stars Advanced Remanufacturing and Technology Center, also known as ARTC, and they've brought along their partners too, right? So there are 3 challenges today, and we're looking into the realm of smart packaging, and this challenge is called Data-Driven Packaging Process for Best Fit, Repack, and Bundle Products, right? And ARTC will be presenting together with Merxers, I believe, Merxers. The challenge also is held together with P&G, Procter & Gamble, I believe. The second theme will be on smart manufacturing line, and this challenge will be titled Optimizing Production Lines for mold manufacturing, and together ARTC will present with OmniMold. The third challenge that they're going to present today will be in the realm of visual AI. So it's all about visual AI inspection for smart manufacturing. And today ARTC will present together with Metal, and they also actually have another partner in this challenge. It's actually Oilfield Services and Supplies. So today they're going to have a lot of details about these challenges. So I hope that you guys have prepared your burning questions for our presenters, including from ARTC and their partners as well. All right, plus at the end of the day, we also have a very special introduction to A-Stars Robotics HTPO. Now, what does HTPO stand for? It's the Horizontal Technology Program Office. So we're going to have a very exciting presentation on that as well. I just want to say that the 3 challenges in the spotlight today are also concurrently part of ARTC's Startup Challenge 2022, right? And the deadline for all these challenges, right, will be Friday, 28th January 2022. So you guys actually have, I think just about over 2 months, less than 2 months to go. So once again, the deadline for today's challenge will be Friday, 28th Jan 2022. So if you have proposals, right, you have a buffer of at least 1.5 months, right, to get them right for this challenge. Now, each challenge offers $50,000 in prize monies. So if you win all the challenges, right, not only do you get $150,000 in prize monies, right, to develop prototypes and so on, you also get a whole host of perks and support from both IMDA and ARTC. So it's actually the best of both worlds, right? Okay, now, before we begin today's webinar, I'd like to remind everybody again, I welcome your burning questions for presenters. So if you have questions for them, right, do fill it into the Q&A box of Zoom, all right? So we'll try our very best to compile all the questions, and we will try to address them to the correct presenter. So do indicate who you would like to ask a question to and what your question is about. All right, so we'll try our very best to answer all the questions, but if not, we actually will try to follow up with posting the information on our social media as well as on the OIP forum. And speaking of the OIP forum portal, actually, I'd like to give you guys a quick introduction to Innovation Call 12 of the OIP. I'd like to invite my colleague, Mr. Bay, to quickly show us the video for Innovation Call 12, the most exciting challenge yet in OIP. Mr. Bay, video please.
Ready to make a difference? As a problem solver, you supercharge businesses by introducing possibilities. Tapping on the open innovation platform for commercial opportunities made easy through a structured innovation process where you can submit your solutions to our business challenges. Shortlisted solutions will begin prototype development, and winning solutions are then adopted and deployed. In our 12th innovation call, you can look forward to even more exciting opportunities. Across 16 challenges in AI optimization,
I'm Ryan Han from Mandai Wildlife Group. So we just did a rebranding of the organization. So under the new branding, we have 4 parks. The first one, which everybody is familiar with, is called the Singapore Zoo. The second will be River Wonders. The third will be Bird Paradise, and the last one will be Night Safari. After the 2 challenges on the OIP, we strongly believe in the innovative ideas of the tech solver community. We are so confident that they will rise up to the challenge. of creating an AI-powered solution for a smart delivery system that ensures our staff will enjoy a timely delivery of great meals.
Immersive media.
I'm Atri. I'm responsible for Asia Pacific strategic planning and business development in Smith & Nephew. Singapore is very well recognized as the technology and digital health hub in Asia Pacific. Smith & Nephew would like to tap into this local Singapore innovation ecosystem in partnership with IMDA to solve complex business challenges. Our first challenge is where we would like to utilize immersive media to simplify and communicate very complex medical devices and technologies to our HCPs. The second area is where we use the power of AI, data and analytics to create the best-in-class training programs for our HCPs. I would really want you guys to come and help us solve these problems together.
Cold chain logistics.
I'm Benjamin, Executive Director of International Cancer Specialists, a cancer screening and treatment center in Singapore established since 2008. The pandemic has hampered access to quality healthcare for millions around the world. How can we transform this crisis into opportunity to deliver life-saving value to patients in the region and beyond? We are particularly looking at partners who will be able to work with us to develop unique solutions for problems in cold chain medical supplies and telemedicine. We look forward to your submissions on OIP to make a difference to healthcare access from Singapore to the world.
And advanced manufacturing.
I'm Andy Lee from the Advanced Manufacturing and Technology Center, A-STAR. The A-STAR Advanced Manufacturing Startup Challenge 2022 is organized by ARTC in partnership with IMDA and A-STAR Central. The theme for this year, Automation 4.0. And there are three real industry challenges looking into smart packaging, flexible agile manufacturing, as well as smart inspection. These problem statements are the pain points of our industry's partners that's dealing the real-life problem in their manufacturing processes. We would like to attract, incubate, and skill startups in the advanced manufacturing sectors. We look forward to your participation.
With 600,000 worth of prize monies up for grabs in this innovation call. Hear more from these problem owners by joining our upcoming Innovation Thursday webinars, where you can even pose your burning questions. So what are you waiting for? We want you. Submit your solutions for our challenges at www.openinnovation.sg today.
Okay, what a really cool video. Okay, right now I'm going to move on to the point mentioned in the video about the OIP portal. It's actually www.openinnovation.sg. I'm just going to attempt to show you guys what it looks like. Okay, are you guys seeing my screen? Okay, just give me a thumbs up if you do. Yes. So this is the OIP portal where everything happens, right? So all the information you want, all the challenge information is all here at www.openinnovation.sg. And if you're new to OIP, right, don't worry. We have all the necessary information to get you to kickstart your OIP journey. All right. So if you are a tech solver, right, you can find information about how to sign up and how to get onto the challenges and look at all the details of all the challenges, including how best to craft a proposal to suit the solution that the problem owner is looking for. So once again, I welcome everybody who's new to OIP, right, to bookmark this www.openinnovation.sg. You can find all the information you want about what OIP is all about. It is a very structured and curated crowdsourcing innovation platform, where we actually bring together problem owners with unique business challenges to matchmake them with our very dynamic and diverse community of 11,000 tech solvers with all sorts of expertise and technological solutions, right, to find the right mix of innovative, cutting-edge prototypes that can conceivably solve the problem, right? So this is something that's very new and very exciting, in the Singapore innovation scene. All right, we've been here for about 3 years, but every time we do a challenge, right, we find that there are bigger problems to solve, and there are more exciting applications of existing as well as cutting-edge technology, right, that can actually address some of these challenges. And the good news is that a lot of what we do, right, is actually applicable not just within that specific industry, but it could cut across not just in the industry in Singapore, but also across the region as well as global, right? So there's a lot of global potential for technologies like what we develop here in the OIP, right, together with the problem owners as well as the tech solvers. So once again, I actually have a 3-hour presentation on what OIP is all about, but I know you guys are on a very busy schedule. So basically, I'm going to concise this to please visit www.openinnovation.sg and you get all the information you want about OIP. Okay, so right now I'm just gonna move on to try to keep today's schedule on track because we have lots of exciting stuff to share with you, and I don't really want to hold you up. Okay, so basically, one more time. We are now running Innovation Call 12, right? And the ARTC Startup Challenge challenges are also part of this Innovation Call 12. And once again, the deadline is Friday, 28 January 2022. The reason why I'm stressing this is because we all think we have plenty of time, right? But because December is, of course, we know it's the year-end season, it's a Christmas month, right? So basically, most people will probably be holidaying and then they'll realize, hey, the deadline is only a couple of weeks more and they'll rush in January. So I'm trying to forestall that, telling you guys, do prepare your proposals in advance for the end of Innovation Call 12, which is Friday, 28 January 2022 at 1600 hours. Okay, up next, to keep in touch with what we're doing in OIP, all our latest happenings, announcements, our webinars and workshops and so on, do, first of all, visit the OIP website again at www.openinnovation.sg. And right now, I'm just gonna provide the details of the social media channels that we actually post about OIP. I'm gonna use the Zoom chat box to share this information. So guys, just give me a second. Okay, I got to juggle a lot of things here. Okay. So we have a Facebook channel that we share with the Pixel team, IMDA Pixel team. Again, IMDA Pixel is an innovation hub and we work well together. OIP and Pixel, we are best buddies. So we share a lot of information about OIP on the Facebook page that's at inpixel.sg. We also share a lot on the LinkedIn page as well at showcase.sgg.pixel. So the links are all in the chat group. Please, cut and paste and bookmark them. And we especially welcome you to sign up for our OIP EDM because every week we will be sharing the latest updates, news, especially about our upcoming webinars, our Innovation Thursdays on our EDM. So I have provided a link in the chat group as well. Do bookmark it and do sign up. I promise you, we will not spam you except with all sorts of cool information about OIP. Okay, I promise you, sumpa. All right. Okay, guys, we're gonna get ready to kickstart today's webinar right now, and I'm just gonna move on to. One more time, if you guys have questions, right, burning questions for our presenters, do put into the Q&A box of Zoom, and we'll try our very best to compile and answer as many of them as we can by today. All right, coming up next, the very first official item of today is the introduction to the Advanced Remanufacturing and Technology Center, and it's my great pleasure to welcome our video star in our Innovation Call 12, Dr. Andy Lee, the Director for New Business and Digital at ARTC. Andy, are you ready to take on this role?
Yep. Good morning, everyone.
Okay. Welcome.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes, can you hear
me? For the introduction. Yeah. So I think I should share in terms of a short presentation of what ARTC is doing, and hopefully that the problem statements that we come up with, we can attract startups company to come and join us to create solutions for my industry members. Yeah. Is there a presentation? Slide that's coming up. Sorry about that. Yeah. Okay, so let me get started. Next slide, please. Yep. So in terms of the Advanced Remanufacturing Technology Center, is part of ASTAR. This is a consortium where we work with like-minded members together. We call it the public-private partnership, where we come from the public sectors, doing a lot of research and development. And definitely, with all this research and development, we need to have an endpoint. We need to actually translate them into the industries with all these solutions. Yeah, that's why we are called the Advanced Remanufacturing Technology Center. Yes, like I said, the whole idea is to bridge the gap between research and industries. And we talk about open innovation. So in today's world, you can't do everything yourself. So the best way is to leverage and to see how to co-create, value capture, and go to the market together. And with that, even with us, with 86 members, industry members in our consortium, we are looking into a new paradigm in terms of the digital world, getting the startup companies to come and work with us to create a solution together. Yeah. Next slide, please.
Welcome to the Advanced Remanufacturing and Technology Center, ARTC, an initiative by the Agency for Science, Technology and Research, A*STAR, in partnership with the Nanyang Technological University Singapore, NTU. The unique ARTC public-private partnership between A*STAR, NTU, and leading cross-sectorial companies across the supply chain create a vibrant collaborative environment, which helps companies remain competitive in a fast-paced business environment. We invest in a high-quality environment for the development and demonstration of new technologies on an industrial scale, providing unique opportunities for OEMs, equipment providers, suppliers, MNCs, and SMEs to collaborate, share resources, and achieve technological capabilities together. We address the valley of death in research and development and fast-track advanced remanufacturing technologies. We understand the challenges of investing in new developments, and with our industry members, we have developed the ARTC Technology Investments and Roadmaps. We carry out industrial scale development in 6 technological themes: additive manufacturing industrialization, advanced robotics applications, advanced remanufacturing, data-driven service enhancement, intelligent product verification, and smart manufacturing. With industry members covering major manufacturing sectors like transport and engineering, consumer and modern services, and energy and infrastructure, we are geared towards engaging the whole supply chain ecosystem. Driven by ARTC members, ARTC develops programs and initiatives to advance manufacturing technologies and drive digitalization. The Model Factory at ARTC focuses on Industry 4.0 technologies that can transform factories and industrial operations to be more efficient and competitive. The Model Factory program seeks to increase effectiveness by leveraging the virtual world to physical world. Looking towards the future, the Model Factory program will be integrated into members' production processes and use Industry 4.0 technologies to manufacture products cheaper, faster, and better. The Next Generation Hyper-Personalization Line is a program that is targeted towards the FMCG industry. There is a trend in manufacturing that leans towards solutions for personalization, especially for individual consumers. This is where we do research on unique batches of just one, where each individual order receives a product that is tailored to their needs. ARTC is also involved in delivering solutions for public service in the areas of medical diagnostics and wearables, drawing our deep expertise in manufacturing design, as well as intelligent verification and advanced automation. These solutions are delivered through collaboration with industry members, which includes the new design and production of safety masks, as well as automated solutions for swifter medical diagnostics.
ARTC's programs have provided us a capability and solutions to help envision and apply the use of Industry 4.0 technologies in our R&D facility, in our work processes, and in our innovation programs.
By working with the ARTC, we've been able to co-develop and co-deploy solutions out into the industry, which has not only enabled our expertise to grow, but also provided new results and tool sets for the industry.
We take priority in addressing our members' challenges and business transformation needs. Through collaborative technologies, we help members build in-depth capabilities and forge strong partnerships on all levels. We have committed teams of technical experts of many backgrounds to serve a global range of industry projects and programs. ARTC also organizes an array of technical events to foster effective business connections for networking and relationship building. We are ARTC, your gateway into innovative technologies for the industry. Welcome.
Thank you very much. So hope that the video gives you an overview of what ARTC is doing in terms of the clientele that we have, and then also in terms of the technologies areas that we are working on together with our members. So in these slides, you can look into the members ecosystem, where broadly to look into the industry clusters from the transport engineering, which will cover in terms of aerospace, land transport, marine sectors, precision engineering. And then from the consumer and modern services, you will find the likes of like P&G, Nestle, Coca-Cola, modern services in terms of digital companies, Microsoft, McKinsey in terms of, I would say that the professional services that provide, as well as the tooth suit, UL that comes in terms of certifying bodies. So you can see from all this, as well as energy sector, where we can look into Shell, Halliburton, and the futures of the clean energy and the sustainability type of capabilities to be built up. And based on this, if you look into the different tiers of membership that we have the anchor member, which we call the Queen Bee. They are the problem statements owner. They are the one driving in terms of the needs of technologies. The tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 mainly are the so-called technology service provider, that it comes in with unique capability solutions, and we co-create and create a solution together and deliver not only to the anchor members, but to the owners of the problem statements. It can be a tier 2, tier 3, or it can be a tier 1 as well. So for the tier 3, it's mainly reserved for local SMEs, and I would say for startups as well. So we would like you to come in as a system integrator, as a technology provider, and then to see how to help members to solve their problems, and also in terms of deployment and implementation. Hopefully, this can give you a rough idea of what is the landscape that we are in, definitely in the advanced manufacturing and remanufacturing. And of course, moving forward, you talk about the Industry 4.0, the IIoT, the 5Gs, and a lot of exciting recently, the metaverse. Yeah, so I would say that this is roughly what you have. Next slide, please. Yeah, so in terms of technology capabilities, roughly we have 16 initially, and we have split it up in terms of the digital. It's getting too big that we look into the virtual as well as the digital application. I will not delve into this. So if you are interested, please go to our website and have a look. Next slide. Thank you. Yep. So I think I'll run into this so-called the main challenge. So this is the third round that we are running. The first round was done 2019-20, and then the second round was actually finishing this year. So now the third theme that we are looking at is actually automation. So automation comes into a very important role in terms of manufacturing. That's why we have problem statements from the industries to say that, oh, what are the specific areas that they need capabilities, solutions together to put in place to help them better in terms of digitization, in terms of understanding the whole flow from all the way from raw materials to the supply chain to the end user. Yeah, so these automations will actually enable a lot of capabilities. And if you talk about, I would say, sustainability, the automation is one part of the areas that they need to look into and how to so-called reduce their carbon footprint in a sense. Next slide, please. Yep. So there will be 3 problem statements. Later, we have our partners, P&G as well as Mirexus, to present on what they are looking for in terms of the problem statements. And for the second problem statement for Omimo, as well as the third one from Canimetal. The whole idea of this is that we have the actual real problems from the industries, and there's a so-called, I would say, a sponsor, a company coming to say that, yes, this is what I want to work with and explore with the startups. Yeah. Next slide, please. So in terms of prices, I would like to thank IMDA and OIP in terms of sponsoring together with us the $50,000 cash, as well as a 2-year ARTC membership, so that you will be embedded into the ecosystem to work with all our members that you have seen just now. Yeah, so I would say that you also will run through the so-called the processes from all the way from putting up a proposal. We went through workshops. The workshop is not only run by us, but with our members coming in to specifically drive you to tell you what is their real specific needs in that area. And that is very, very important. And then from there, A-Star also sponsored the 100,000 innovation voucher, meaning that the winner each will get a 100,000 voucher that you can utilize A-Star capabilities, not only in ARTC, but the research institutes that comes under A-Star. There's probably 10 research institute that's in A-Star that's under science and engineering. You can talk about your AI. If there's anything that you need from AI, from modeling, from sensor, from computing, all this, A-Star have all the deep techs here that you are able to use this voucher to use their capabilities to work with you to create the solution for you during this challenge. Because you might be good in something, there's a gap in something, and A-Star is willing to come up with this to sponsor the manpower to support you through this whole journey. That's what we're trying to do. Yeah. So I would say thanks. Next slide, please. So I would say that we have launched this on the 10th of November. And just now Billy had mentioned that it's like, oh, the deadline is actually on the 28th of January because December is probably a holiday season. Give you guys a break, and we'll see how we can run through this. And today is the briefing session. And with that, we will have our so-called our pitching during the 11th of March 2022. That will involve our members, OIP, as well as us to come in to evaluate the solutions that you are pitching, and then how to reward, and then from there, how to move into the accelerated programs. Yep. Hopefully, this will give you a rough idea what you are getting into. Thanks. Next slide. Okay, I think that's all I have. I'll pass it back to Billy, and I think my problem statements owners are all ready to fire up. Thanks.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Andy Lee, and a great introduction to ARTC and especially the A-Star Advanced Manufacturing tongue twister, Startup Challenge 2022. So I look forward to all the entries later on. In the meantime, we're going to move on to our very first tech team presentation of today. This is going to be on the topic of smart packaging, and the challenge title is Data-Driven Packaging Process for Best Fit Repack and Bundle Products, right? That's quite a lot to unfold there. It's going to be a tech team between a presenter from ARTC as well as a presenter from Merxus, one of their partner companies. I'd like to invite, first of all, Claire from ARTC to talk about this challenge. Claire, are you ready?
Yeah, hi, Mr. Billy. Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah, thanks for giving an introduction. So I'm actually Claire from ARTC. Yeah, one of the organizers for this A-Star Advanced Manufacturing Startup Challenge 2022. Yeah, it's a bit lengthy over here. But today, on behalf of the problem statement owners, namely Mirexus as well as P&G, I'll be giving a general sharing on the problem statement, a topic that is very, very familiar with us and common to our day-to-day life, which is on the data-driven packaging process for best fit, repack, and bundle products. Are you guys sharing the slides?
Claire, I only have one of them. I think your side, maybe you want to share.
No problem. Let me share my slides. Okay. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, Claire, we can see. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So today, just to give you a background on the problem statement. So in the packaging industry, right, packaging and repacking and bundling of products is actually a very important process to optimize for companies who are seeking an advantage from their supply chain. And it's actually especially important in this current climate where COVID actually disrupt the supply chain itself. And besides that, there is actually a paradigm shift from like the consumer demand looking for more customization, hyper customization products from distributors, wholesalers, and customers. And besides that, there is also a rising shift from online delivery to now delivery. And there is a strong momentum from manufacturing industry, right, to digitalize their supply chain for smarter data-driven packaging that makes more sense today. However, what we are facing now that most of the kitting and the packaging, right, it's actually done manually. Yeah. So what do this imply, right? So here are the actually challenges faced by the current repack and bundle process that has been done manually. So first of all is the high margin of error. So currently there is a high margin of error of around 5% in the process of repacking into smaller denominations, wrapping and labeling the products with the right packaging. And this is actually a very laborious process because every process have to be manually done, manually wrapped, manually cut itself. Yeah, and on top of that, right, there is actually a low throughput and low operational efficiency. So why is it so? Because due to the increased demand for hyper customization product, right, this has actually increased the complexity and the time taken for packing bundled goods. So for example, especially during promotional period like Christmas, right, when there is a free gift that is coming in, right, each of these workers need to be able to know that they have to actually bundle. Maybe let's say I have apple, but the free gift is now like orange. I need to be able to bundle them to, in the correct format. So this actually has led to the situation whereby there is a lot of complexity and a lot of different kind of permutation in terms of the product to be packed itself. And on top of that, right, after packing, there is actually a manual process to do a quality check as well as a quality assurance of the packaged product. So all of this actually reduces the throughput as well as the efficiency of like operators to work on it. Yeah, and of course the last thing that is being faced, right, is actually the safety risk, because a lot of these workers, right, there is a potential for them to face no risk in terms of knife where often or not, right, all this cutting process is actually done in dim warehouse environment with a very short turnover time crunch. So that is the three areas that is currently faced by the current manual packaging process. So which is why today we are looking for startups to provide solutions for this problem statement. How can we intelligently perform order picking and packaging in a smart and efficient manner for better efficiency and accuracy? So for us, right, we are looking for startups who are able to provide a physical working prototype that is able to do this bundling process and kitting process while fulfilling these four requirements. So first of all is on the automated quality assurance and quality control process itself. So what do I mean is that you must be able to provide, allow the owner to actually keep track of the number of bundles or kits produced per packaging cycle and tally with the initial orders to ensure that each of these repackaged bundle is correctly packed. And that you guys are, and we are looking also for a solution where you are able to propose appropriate tallying methods such as having count verification features. On top of that, we are also looking for solutions that will be able to track and recommend type of packaging materials. So the solution must be able to track the usage and consumption of packaging materials used, as well as forecast the volume of packaging material required per promotional season based on historical data. So let's say if you're in Chinese New Year and coming out Christmas itself, if you guys are able to show some insights, that would be the best thing for us. Yeah. And in the third area that we're looking at is actually integrated and smart packaging management system itself. So for this, right, we are looking for a solution that is able to allow for easy selection of preloaded SKUs to be formed into bundles. And then thereafter, solution must be able to recommend bundling and packaging options that optimizes the time and packaging materials required based on the preloaded characteristic of SKUs. And lastly, on the integration with other in-house systems and further upgrades. So we are looking to look for a solution that is able to future-proof the solution by having the ability to be developed such that it can actually have this future integration in mind, such as like a warehouse management system and other manufacturing system and modules within a smart factory. Yeah. So with that, right, here are actually the four requirements that we are looking out for. So what we are looking for is staff who are able to provide a working physical automated prototype that is able to come with these four additional features. Yeah. So with that, right, May I invite Jeremiah from Miraxus, one of our problem owners, to give an introduction of his company? Hi, Jeremiah.
I think he's muted.
I think
I am muted. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Thanks for the introduction and thanks for having me on this session here. So I have a deck of slides. Can I share my slides?
Yes, please. Yes, please go ahead and share the slide. I will pause my sharing. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing that right now. Just give me a second.
Yeah, also just to give an introduction, Miraxus is actually a biotech company. So we here today we have Jeremiah, who is a VP in Miraxus itself. So very happy to have Jeremiah with us to give a sharing about his company. So I think this will give a good idea of the background of like the case study of this solution we work for.
Absolutely. Now just let me overcome my technical difficulties. Yes, there you go. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes, Jeremiah, they look great. Yeah.
All right. Thanks. So thanks for the introduction. I think before I introduce the company, I like to say that the problem statement, even though if you look at it, it does look very FMCG in nature. It does resonate a lot with the biotech company, and you will soon come to understand why. Miraxus, as what Claire mentioned, indeed is a biotech company, and we are focused on delivering solutions. And when we talk about solutions, they come from an amalgamation of tests, products, so on and so forth, right? And so before I go into a little bit more detail, let me introduce you to Miraxus. Our name is pretty unique. Miraxus is because MIR represents the biomarkers, which are microRNA that we are known for. We are the global leader in these disease diagnostics based on microRNA technology today. Now, of course, XE, which actually talks about expression, we basically talk about powered by industry-leading technology that sensitively measures microRNA. And because we are very, very proudly a Singapore company, we have an S at the back, and that's how the Miraxus name was formed. I'm sure a lot of you didn't know what does Miraxus mean before today. So I thought that would be a very good introduction. But of course, now going into a little bit more detail, at a glance, we are considered as a global leader in microRNA, even though we are a local company. We do our detection through qPCR platform technologies today, and we are expanding across that technology platform. I'm sure everyone on this call is very familiar with qPCR given the whole COVID-19 pandemic. And so, you know, this is something that's pretty close to our hearts since 2019, 2020, but qPCR technology has been around for a very long time. We have built very strong pipeline in oncology, infectious diseases, and cardiovascular diseases. In fact, we already have a flagship product called GastroClear that's microRNA technology that can predict the risk of cancer and save lives. In fact, our technology has saved multiple lives in Singapore itself and around the world as well. Excuse me. And because Miraxus is a solutions company, we believe in developing end-to-end capabilities for one very simple reason. We want to make sure that we introduce technology that's affordable. And that's something that the co-founders themselves decided right at the start when the team was really just 2 to 3 people as compared to the 200-300 people that we are today. The reality is that how can you put science in the market when people can't afford it? And the only way to do it is to build our capability. And that is why we are one of the very few startups at that point in time that decided to invest in manufacturing rather than outsource, because you have the flexibility to play with the types of products you put through, a quicker turnaround time, and you can control the quality directly as well. Of course, you know, on the more financial part of things, we have a total of $140 million raised. I think we are very proud of that. I think the highest raised ever for a biotechnology company in Singapore. So our mission really is to save and improve lives through actionable and personalized diagnosis across the care continuum through early detection, right? And basically, for Miraxus, although we are headquartered in Singapore, excuse me, very bad morning. We have presence all around the world. We do have offices in the US, in China, and Japan, and we are building offices in Europe and distribution centers around the world as well as we speak. So as you can see, we had a very long history starting from 2002. Meraxus didn't just happen based on the company's incorporation, but it was a technology proof of concept that was proven back in 2002, and it got incubated all the way to the success that we see in Meraxus today. So it was a long time coming. Some of our careers haven't even started yet at that point in time in 2002. And of course, the core capabilities, which now brings us more closer to the subject at hand, is to discover, develop, and diagnose. And for my role in the company, I sit right smack in the middle of develop. And so my role in the company is to help the company to produce products. And these products come in different forms. It's microRNA, and recently with our COVID work that we do, we were looking at RNA work, and you start to realize one thing. Having good chemistry, manufacturing, and all this is one issue that we needed to solve. And coming through when you're looking at scale, you're starting to look at different types of pack sizes, the complexities of the various types of reagents that go into the boxes. And so when ARTC started to speak to, reach out to me and say, hey, do you think you could align with some of the problem statements that, you know, our MNCs or other partners are looking at? And I picked this packaging one because really, you start to realize that it doesn't matter which industry you're from, you can actually link problems in a very simple continuum. So P&G, which is, you know, working on one sector, and Meraxus, a totally different company, actually have very similar problems, and we could benefit from this problem statement as well. And the reason is because of this. If you were to look at this very carefully, ignore the words, look at the pictures. You see the picture on the left, it's big tubes and small tubes in the box. You see the picture in the middle, it's a round cylinder that has reagents inside. And then you see the one on the right, it has a lot of small colored tubes in a different size box. It really represents the FMCG's challenge as well. You look at the fact that you are mixing and kitting different things in parallel. And honestly, let's be very clear about one thing. Setting up manufacturing in Singapore for a business is challenging. Why? Now, it's always understood that it is extremely high cost, isn't it? So what we're always trying to do is to lower the cost. And in order to lower the cost, you need to promote efficiency. And so the problem statement resonates very strongly with me, because what we are looking at in terms of the problem statement is going to allow me to flexibly kit many things at one go and in a quick turnaround time with a high level of quality, as explained by Claire. So if you were to think about it even deeper, you know, you could deploy this technology across multi-industries. It's not just biotech and FMCG. You start to find that, hey, even the food industry may benefit from the problem statement and the solution to that problem statement. So I'm going to skip the science and all this because this is not exactly related, but I just wanted to show you guys that the impact of this problem statement that it would have for at least Meraxus, it is not just going to go into manufacturing, it has direct impact to the business units that I'm supporting. And these are in the form of early cancer detection to save life, precision oncology to offer more types of tests to detect a multitude type of cancers in what's happening in the world today, biopharma and life sciences to aid researchers to help them to develop products to save lives. And of course, that's something that's more close to our hearts recently, infectious diseases, whereby we can diagnose and quickly titrate the concentration of viral loads in the case of COVID-19 as well. So if you were to see, you know, it's not something that's just as basic as solving packaging solutions. It has a far and long impact as well. So yeah, that's the end of my presentation, and I hope you guys, you know, see the value that it would bring to Meraxus, and I'm happy to entertain any questions if you guys have any.
All right, thank you very much, Jeremiah. Together with Claire, I'm going to keep you guys on for the Q&A panel right now for this very first challenge on smart packaging. I'm going to open up to the floor for questions. So let me just check the Q&A box, the magic box, and yes, we have one general question from the floor. I don't know whether we should take it for this particular problem, or we can just maybe invite Dr. NDT to look at this question. This question is from E.T. Teng, and he says, with ARTC's core technology teams and talents, right, why do you need OIP for the solution? That is an excellent question, Mr. E.T. Teng. Andy, would you like to say something about this?
I would like to say that in today's world, we cannot do everything ourselves. So I think working together, especially cross, I would say cross agencies, cross sectorial, is very important. That's why we were trying to leverage on what OIP can offer. They have a very good network capabilities that they have built, especially under IMDA. Is almost a lot of digital stuff. We are more in terms of manufacturing, advanced manufacturing. So we want to see how to marry each other to say that, okay, how can we support each other in terms of, I might be able to provide some solutions to them. They might be able to create some solution for us in terms of digitals as well. So I think in today's world, I would say that, yeah, what we are looking at is time to market. It's not about doing things myself in the sense. Hope that answered that question. Thanks.
Hey, thank you very much, Andy. A very excellent answer. And basically, it's all about the synergies between OIP and ARTC as well, right? So okay, E.T. Teng has another question. I think I'd like to take this as well. If our solution needs hardware such as IoT sensors, right, is ARTC able to provide? What do you say, Andy or Claire?
I would like to say is that we normally look at your problem statement. It's not just on a component level in a sense, because we look at component level, is it commercially available? If not, are you looking into some almost ready to go technologies, and what is your spec? And with that, I would say that apart from ARTC, I would say that Institute of Microelectronics under A-Star, they are building smart sensors, all these things that you can probably explore. That's why I think A-Star do have a lot of capabilities. It's just that I think we undersell ourselves in a sense. Thanks.
Okay, that's a cool answer. So basically, A-Star does have a lot of technology on offer. So maybe if your proposal, if your proposal is unique enough, right, you can tap on A-Star's expertise in other areas as well, right, including sensors and so on. Great. Okay. Well, a very powerful question from Anonymous right now, and I think this is probably for Jeremiah as well as for P&G. But I guess P&G is not here today, so we just arrow this at Jeremiah. What is the warehouse management system you are currently using? Is this something you can share, Jeremiah?
Oh, of course, and thank you, Anonymous, for that question. The warehouse management system we use from the start is actually based in SAP. That's where we run our inventory control, our MRP systems inside. Merexus is currently looking at the possibility of migrating out of it into a standalone warehouse management system, because we have invested into some automation called a lean lift. I think Andy and team, they know what I'm talking about. I've been working very closely with the ARTC team. And so when you buy some automations, they do actually provide some softwares, and with good APIs, you can actually have a more robust or dynamic system. So the short answer is yes, I'm using SAP, but I'm right smack in the middle of analyzing if I could get a better warehouse management system as well. And then just to drag the answer on a little bit more, I am working with ARTC to come up with some work packages, and that looks exactly at what we're trying to do with our inventory management as well. So currently, yes, SAP, we're looking to move to something a little bit more dynamic than that. I hope that answers the question.
Okay, yeah. Thank you, Jeremiah. So it looks like there's opportunity, right, for the tech solvers, right, to propose something new for you as well, right, in terms of the warehouse management system.
Absolutely,
okay.
Absolutely.
You're open
I
to that,
think
right?
there are many angles that we can look at in terms of packaging. Packaging is just the physical action, right? But the inventory manipulation, control, and segregation, these are things that are part and parcel of packaging anyway. So I think all those kind of solutions are very much welcome as well. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Jeremiah. And I believe our tech solver community has the expertise in this realms as well. Okay, great. Another question. Oh, from Jose, a regular attendee. Thank you, Jose. Your question is something very well, I believe it's very, very technical and very medical as well. Jose says, do you have identification of target antigen in case of inflammation by protein array techniques? Okay, I have no idea what language that is, but yeah, Jeremiah, please take it.
Fortunately, I can take that question.
Oh, that's cool.
So the straight answer is no, Jose. I just wanted to explain to you that Merexus focused a lot on the microRNA technology, and microRNA technologies are really a subset of your DNA structure, and these are floating molecules. And so when we set up the manufacturing plant and we did our R&D basis at the start for our flagship products, we focused on the detection method, which is qPCR, very similar to what COVID-19 is being detected on today. Array technologies is something that our R&D team is exploring. And one of the reasons why I'm looking at this problem statement, again, trying to pull it back to the problem statement and the solutions that we get, is because Merexus is on that journey to create differentiating type of products, which will affect the packaging anyway at the end of the day. So because of that, yes, we are looking into array technologies, even sequencing. And that was how Omicron was found out over the last couple of weeks. It was through sequencing, right? And so we have a lot of powerful technologies that Merexus is willing to take into harness, having direct impact on the type of products that we have. Yeah, so I hope that answers the question.
Thank you very much, Jeremiah. I hope Jose is satisfied answer. Jose, if not, you can just feel free to follow up with other questions. In the meantime, let's work to one more from ET. I think ET is very, very enthusiastic about this challenge. And he says, what is the main key factor on selecting the finalist prototype? Company profile, cost, innovative idea, others like talent discovery. May I invite ARTC and Jeremiah to sort of answer this question from ET?
Jeremiah, you go first.
No, I don't want to put pressure on anyone. But I think at the end of the day, we are not looking for something that is the mother of all, solving the mother of all problems. We are looking at things whereby like companies like us have been doing this for so long and where the blind spots are. So for me, what I look at is the level of innovation that I probably do not have yet today. I think that's something that I would like to celebrate. What amount of innovation we can put on the table. And I think the next important criteria for me is translation. So you have an idea, right? Can it be translated, and does that actually become usable in an industry? Because let's be honest, I joined this because if there is something out there, I would like to use the solution yesterday, So that's one thing that I think I'll be looking up together with the team, how usable it is. And I don't want to put myself in front as a judge or a panelist, but I would like to also go through this journey to even share, and say that, hey, maybe we could develop it this way as well. So yes, that's what I consider about, how translatable that would be. Andy, over to you.
Thanks. I think in a general quick answer is that ARTC wants to be customer centric. So if this is the problem statement of the customer has the decision to make, to say that how they want to use it and how they qualify it, apart from our technical expertise that comes into it. But ultimately, it's still the solution that you're going to create. Hope that answers your question.
Okay, thank you, Jeremiah and Andy. A great tag team answer if I ever saw one. This is great. Okay, we're gonna quickly clear as many questions as we can before we move on to the next presentation. This is from Suraj J. Thank you, Suraj. And you have a question about: are the bundles predetermined? Do they go only in one package, or can they be reconfigured for package efficiency? Oh, very cheap. Okay, what does the team say about this?
I can take that answer. I can't answer for P&G, but I think P&G is looking at the latter, whereby they can do a repackaging. For me, in terms of Merexus, the bundles are predetermined. So because it's medical devices and IVD, we need to go through design control. So changing form, fit, and function of IVDs is a very controlled process. So in my case, it is predefined. In the case of P&G, I'm pretty sure after listening to them on the same call earlier on, I think theirs is a little bit more flexible. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Jeremiah. Okay, I'm next from Flo. Flo Ang says, what is the technology maturity level of the solution you're looking at? Is it from scratch, or can we build on existing lines, I believe? Yeah.
I think what we are looking at, we are more looking at translational, not the typical research. When we look into the technology readiness level, I would say that's almost ready to go. That's why if you're almost ready, or you have something that is for trial, we are willing to explore, but not just only a concept, or you need to build from ground. In this type of challenge that we are looking at is actually if we can help the startups to package your capabilities together into a solution, that's what we want to do. Yeah, thanks.
Okay, thank you, Andy. Okay, let's finish up with questions from Jose and Vera. Okay, Jose has two questions in line. I hope you can answer them quickly. First is, so can we suggest array-based comparative phenomic hybridization for applications in cancer? Okay, Jeremiah, please help me with this.
No, that's way beyond my capability. After all, I am the manufacturing guy only, and I only have a bachelor's degree in biomedical science. So I think I would defer that question to my R&D team, who are the experts. I think at the end of the day, what I can answer well for that question is that when a company considers the type of technology or the products that we want to build, we look more than just the availability of technology capabilities and all this. It's all about also, is there a market need? Which market are we targeting? Turnaround time, and of course, translational capability into an actual product or solution. Because let's face it, post-pandemic, we are looking at diagnostic solutions that are quick and cheap. So if let's say, when we are looking at what Jose has suggested, if this becomes something that is translatable into a product over a quick turnaround time, and it solves a larger market issue, that's something that's worth investing in as well. So that's my very short answer to that question. But in terms of the technicalities, I can't advise further. I apologize for that.
Thank you, Jeremiah. And Jeremiah, I'll invite you to actually type in the answer for Jose's the next question on the use of metaverse. I suspect it may not be directly relevant to this particular challenge. Maybe you can type an answer as well.
I think it now, yeah.
So we have one final question. Yeah, thank you, Jeremiah. So one final question from Vera, and Vera asked a very, very practical question. Okay? Can we visit the current picking and packaging site and observe the process? What does the team say?
I think we have a process of bringing the participants into a workshop, but I'm not so sure if this one is possible, because sometimes it's very P&C in the sense, you see, this commercial confidentiality in the sense. So I would say that for this challenge, when the problem is being put up, the problem statement owner like Jeremiah from Erexus and someone from P&G will actually walk through a workshop that you understand the type of capabilities that they need. Yeah, I cannot guarantee anything in this space. Yeah, thanks.
Okay. Thank you, Andy. But I suppose when the companies have been picked to be the finalists and the actual winners, right, there'll be special processes to help them acclimatize to the actual working environment. So I think there'll be opportunity for that as well. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Sorry, Jose, I think your questions are too technical for us for this particular topic, but we're going to move on to the next topic. So I welcome more questions from you later on. In the meantime, let's move on. Topic number 2 for today's presentation. It's my pleasure right now to welcome the next presenter on this second challenge. Optimizing production lines for mold manufacturing. So I'd like to welcome our presenter from ARTC, I believe is Chuan Shen. And Chuan Shen will be presenting together with our representative from OmniMold, Simon Tan, coming up later on. Chuan Shen, please take it away.
Thank you. Thanks, Billy. Hi everyone. My name is Chuan Shen from ARTC. So today I'd like to share a bit more about problem statement 2. How might we optimize the planning of production lines so that it is flexible, agile, and sustainable in the long run? Next slide, please. Yeah. So the problem statement sponsor for this problem statement is OmniMold, and Mr. Simon Lim will let you know more about OmniMold later. So first, I'd just like to give a bit of background about what the context of this problem statement. So let me first start off with describing the process of plastic injection molding, which is the primary process that's behind this technology that we are trying to solve. So plastic injection molding is a manufacturing process that is used to produce plastic components in large quantity. It involves injecting molten plastic resin into a mold and allowing it to cool and form into a product. So the first step in this process is user requirement specification. It involves receiving part requirements such as product details, material type, and production volume from the customer. The next step will be to design and fabricate. Design engineers will proceed to design the mold based on product design provided by the customers. Then the engineer will need to design cooling channels, the ejector pins, and injection gates, etc. into the mold so that the plastic parts produced will be according to the customer specs. The third step is the molding process itself. The molds will be tested and then handed over to the operations team for mass production of the plastic parts. So finally, once the parts are produced, they are being post-processed. Various techniques, including like ID marking, visual inspection, machining, deburring, etc., may be required on the parts that are being produced. After they are completed, the parts are packed and sealed in boxes before shipping. Yeah, so this is the overall process of how a plastic part is being produced via the plastic injection molding process. So I'll just like to touch a bit on the challenges that manufacturers of these plastic parts face. From this, we can tell that it's important to plan and develop the automation of the production line, because an optimized production line will enable the manufacturers to turn around more quickly and stay competitive in the industry as well. So number one, the challenge is that it's a manually intensive and time-consuming process. As each product consists of various parts with different shapes and sizes, it usually takes up to 2 weeks to plan and design an automation line. The lack of a standardized platform also makes it difficult for the team to perform system integration between different automation modules. So the team is also unable to compare reference modes that were produced in the past so that it helps them improve their efficiency. So number two, the lack of an overview of the production lines. So as the production lines are being designed, there's no process to allow for a simulation to be done to create an overview of the actual production line before it is being built. So this makes it harder to determine whether the production line will work smoothly with the number of processes involved. So number three, the lack of flexibility in the production line itself. So once a production line is planned and built, it is fixed based on its design and the molding processes that we put in place. So it makes it difficult to modify when a specific process or part is no longer required in the production process. So the result is that we have to shut down the whole system to redesign the production line, and this will cause a huge amount of wastage. And then finally, for number four, the lack of visibility across production lines as well. So when each production line is created, is built, it's dedicated to a single project. So when a production line is shut down due to either like when the project is being completed, or if let's say if there's a change in the client's request, the entire production line becomes obsolete. So the manufacturer will be unable to reuse the components that could possibly be used for other production lines as well. So this could lead to more wastage. Yeah. Slide. Yeah, thank you. So due to these challenges, I think we are looking for solutions with the following features. So I think there are three main features that what we are looking at. And on the overall, the solution should reduce the effort and time taken to plan and produce the parts to improve efficiency and also reduce wastage in the production floor. So first, we are looking for a solution that can automatically identify potential challenges that might occur during the production phase. For example, based on simulation, like digital twin and the likes. And the solution could also predict problematic mold designs and inefficient production processes given the design constraints. So second, the solution may also be a smart recommender of sorts of the production line automation based on the customer requirements. So it may provide recommendations on the most optimal way to create a production line with automation based on a database which contains historical and current information, such as a library of materials or existing components that were already created in the shop floor. So this recommender may also perhaps suggest suitable production automation modules to allow for modularity in the production line and also flexibility as well. So third, the solution should be able to analyze within the production line itself and also across different production lines to recommend the most suitable manufacturing techniques, especially when an existing production line will be decommissioning soon. This will help us to save material, time, and also reuse manufacturing components that were developed earlier. So the design integration of various manufacturing techniques and processes should also be easy and user-friendly for the operators to implement. Yeah. So this comes to the end of my sharing. Thank you very much. I'd like to pass the time to Mr. Simon Lin, Senior VP at Omnimo, to tell you more about Omnimo.
Yeah. Hello, Simon. Can you hear us?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, Simon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Loud and clear.
Yeah. Thanks, Chun-Sen, for this very good, excellent run through of our process. You have paint rightly all the challenges that we have in our industries. Okay, so and I would like to I will just start with my presentation. Okay, I'm going to share with you guys the presentation. Okay. First of all, I maybe just to enhance what Chuan Sen has run through, I just want to play a very short corporate video, which is only 2 minutes, and that will allow you to have a better appreciation of how our production looks like and what kind of challenges we have. Okay, all right, and I'm going to. Okay. Okay, hold on. I have a little bit of difficulties here.
No worries, Simon. This is very common across all the Zoom webinars we've had.
Yeah, because there's too many.
Yeah. Okay. So it just says that Simon has started screen sharing, so we're still waiting for the screen. Oh yes, it's yeah. Can see the slides already. Yeah.
Okay.
They look beautiful.
Maybe can you see?
Yes, we can see the slides.
Okay. Can you see? All right. I'm going to run video. Let me know you're seeing a video. Okay. It's challenging. Can you see the video, or you're just hearing the sound?
Yeah. It's just a white screen right now. We hear a bit of sound, but it's just a white screen right now.
Okay, we are facing a little bit of our internet, the bandwidth problem today, and not sure whether it will show up nicely. Okay, are you guys able to see the screen?
No, we just see the white screen, but we can hear a bit of sound.
Yeah, I guess it's due to the.
That's possible. But in that case, you already have your slides, so maybe we can fall back to your slides to carry on. Yeah.
Okay. Can you see?
Oh yes, I see. I see a video already. Yeah.
Okay.
Drone flying.
So it's a 2-minute video that gives you. Yeah.
A desire to create, to improve, to shape the new. Today, there are thousands of ideas requiring precision engineering solutions to bring them to life. Headquartered in Singapore and with over 30 years of experience, Tech is now one of the world's leaders in precision plastic engineering, design, fabrication, and assembly of plastic products across multiple industry sectors. At Sunningdale Tech, we take a proactive approach to planning the most efficient production strategy with all our customers. Our design and engineering teams then transform complex product designs to precision using state-of-the-art computer-aided software before transitioning to manufacturing using advanced toolroom machinery. Through continuous investment, Sunningdale Tech currently has over 1,000 molding machines, ranging from 10 to 1,800 tons. We provide the broadest range of molding capabilities to continuously achieve optimal value solutions for our customers. By matching the appropriate molding technology with diligent planning, we ensure consistently high-quality products while reducing waste and keeping the high standards we set ourselves. Sunningdale Tech provides a full suite of finishing and assembly services, from complex component assemblies to high-value finishing. We engineer all the details that make the product as perfect as it can be. Our quest to deliver product of the highest quality through a systematic approach has enabled us to achieve the most stringent industrial certifications and remain one of the leaders of precision plastic engineering, providing our customers with the tools to be experts themselves. At Sunningdale Tech, we look for better ways to bring ideas to life. Sunningdale Tech, molding our world precisely.
Okay, so this is our corporate video, and I'll go into the part that I will explain, the challenge, on this automation. So, imagine with me now, The automation can be like a Swiss knife, so flexible, so versatile, so deployable, so convenient. And in the manufacturing world, it's almost like a plug and play thing. It's always ready with all the tools and all the things that you need. And this particular Swiss knife that's in front of us right now is a very good example of if automation can be something like this. Okay, so now if you look at these are all the different hardware and PLC, the software behind all the automations. I mean, I pull as many as we can on the slide, but there are certainly countless components that are needed to integrate into to kind of put together and form a automation. And often these parts are a little bit like a Lego thing that we need to put them together. And now with that same concept of using Swiss knife as an example, and I like you guys to imagine again, isn't it wonderful if all these automation components can be integrated into easy deployable plug and play modules to have the same ever readiness like a Swiss knife. This ever readiness is my terminology. In fact, my engineer Xing told me that this is not quite grammarly correct. But I told her I want to use this because it's like ever ready battery. You remember this ever ready battery? This guy never run out of power. That's the name of the battery. So this ever readiness Swiss knife concept of automation is what I would like to kind of give the companies the startup companies to have this challenge about what if we can do all this. So, and it really is about quite thinking it big. So often great innovations are born out of big imaginations and the dariness to dream the impossible. That this term kind of come out when I told Xing. I recently someone would send me a video about Tesla. Elon Musk making the e-vehicle, the Tesla chassis by using one piece die casting. The car chassis by die casting it into one single big piece of kind of thing, and it is quite really quite nice to really look at how that can be made possible. In fact, that means to say that one has to really build a very different die casting machine that has never been even dreamed of almost. And so this is a kind of challenge and the kind of thing that I like the startup to imagine. Okay, that's all I have. A very short slides and presentation, and I will be ready to take on any questions if there's case.
Okay, thank you very much, Simon, as well as Chuan Shen. We're going to move on to the Q&A for this very interesting, the smart manufacturing line challenge. So I have questions from the floor right now. And Jose, welcome back. And Jose is saying, okay, Jose's first question for the panel is, are mold process parameters such as temperature, pressure, or time, etc., already optimized prior to the automation? What do you guys say about this? Chuan Shen and Simon, would you like to answer this?
I would say that yes, when we go into automation, that is more or less the downstream part already. And you're right. The molding process itself, the process has to be optimized in that sense. Yes, and because typically what we do is that once the mold is built, we will go through a series of validations. That validations will include us fine-tuning the process, optimizing it, making sure that the parts meets dimensions and specification. That are the things. Then we will then further down into, if there's downstream integration of automation that are linked to the machine. That's pretty much that we will have to do. But yeah, you're right. The process are quite established already by the time when we go into automation. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Johnson, yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. I'd like to say that Simon had probably, I think, 40 years of experience in mold making, and in terms of all these mold processes internally, building it up from scratch. I think he has everything. I've never seen someone that has that type of knowledge and experience. So what I think he's looking at is in terms of the system, in terms of the manufacturing process from one process to another, and so how do you automate that type of capabilities and that you can build so that it's seamlessly from stage A to stage Z in that sense. Simon, if I'm correct, thanks.
Yeah. Andy, you are right. Yes. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much, Andy and Simon. Okay, we'll move on for our next question from Mr. Yong Shin Leong, and he says, thanks for sharing. May I ask if articulated robot arms are used for automation, and is flexibility is an important factor? Simon, would you like to take on this? Yeah.
Yes. Articulated. In fact, these days we also deploy collaborative robots. Simply because it's easier to deploy and easier to program, and also relatively less expensive. So yes, certainly articulative 6-axis robot is something that we need to use. If we need to use when we need that kind of flexibility, yes, we certainly would like to look into that as well.
Okay, thank you very much, Simon.
Actually, 6-axis articulated robot will be a very good option when it's necessary. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much, Simon. Okay, we'll move on to a question from ET. Welcome back, ET. And he's asking, how do you move molded parts to another process currently? Do you use a conveyor belt or manual moving?
Okay. If we need to move it more automatically, then usually we will have a robot that will pick up the part from the mold upon the opening of the mold. And then once the mold opens, the robot get into the parting line of the mold, and the part get ejected, and then it will be grip or suction cap or something like that will be hold by the end of arm tooling. Then it move on to a conveyor belt, or it can also move on directly into a automation system where downstream processes are all planned for, and that kind of thing. Yes.
All right, thank you
so
so much.
That's how, in fact, the video you could see. By the way, if you guys want to catch that video again, you can go to our website, sunnydealtech.com. That is our corporate website, and that's where you can catch that same 2-minute video over there as well.
Okay, thank you, Simon. So this kind of ties into the next question from Anonymous. It says, what is the current production line like in OmniMold? So if we can see that in the video, then I'm going to point Anonymous to watch the video again.
Yeah. Okay. So, but in OmniMold, okay, maybe it's kind of confusing for to some of the audience, is that OmniMold is basically a mold making company, and we are just making mold. And mold making is by and large steel cutting operation, manufacturing. So we have CNC machine, wire cut EDM machines that are essentially steel subsection process. Although we are also using additive manufacturing these days, and but by and large we are dealing with steel. Okay, manufacturing of the steel. Then when it goes into the production, when we say production, it is it is about injection molding. It's about injecting plastic into the mold that's already built by OmniMold per se. And then for there, it will then be producing the plastic components. And then the plastic component needs to be assembled, needs to be decorated, needs to have certain things, done downstream on the plastic part. That's when automation effectively will come in to make those processes possible. Yeah.
Thank you, Simon. I think we will love to have a visual tour. If this works out in future, we'd like to have a visual tour to understand better. But sounds very exciting. Yeah, sounds very exciting.
Right. You to come into our factory to have a better appreciation of how that how the thing looks like. How the different processes that we have.
I think I will think that the shortlisted entries, right, for this challenge, will probably get a chance to visit the OmniMold factory. So that sounds like a very good deal. Yeah. Okay. Coming up next from Anonymous, it says, how frequently do you make those planning and automation decisions? Is it something you do daily or a few times a month? Simon, what do you say to this?
Okay. As and when it needs, as far as the production or the product specification is required. So normally how it goes is that we will be working closely with OEMs on their new product introduction. And in the new product introduction, they would have things like, okay, they will needs to build the mold, and then they'll talk about how are they going to produce the plastic part eventually. So that planning is usually done, at that stage, at the very upfront, during the initial part of the MPI phase, so this is done that way, and often the conceptualization is all done during the initial part of us, even cutting the steel of the mold. Before that, all this conceptual thing has to be done already. And then that's how we will get started once there's a need to do all the automation. Yeah.
Right. Thank you, Simon. Okay, just two more questions. One more from Jose, and Jose says, are the mold processes compliant with ISO 26262 bracket safety and ready for automotive requirements? Very, very technical questions from Jose today. Yeah. Simon, what do you say to this?
Okay, so I am not exactly sure what this ISO 26262, but we do have a ISO certification that are for automotive industries. And then beside, we are also ISO 13485 for medical device manufacturing, and of course the ISO 9001 in general. These are the certification that we have. So yeah, safety wise is a very big thing that we look at in our factory every day, every moment. We have a lot of safety protocol in place and so on, requirements and so on. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Simon. Hope that answers your question, Jose. Okay, one more from Yongxin Leong, and it says, what are the processes that the articulated robot arms are used for? For example, are they used for spraying, polishing, or other uses? Yeah. Simon, would you like to take this on? Yeah.
Hi, Simon, you're on mute.
Yes, spraying, yes. Spraying is something that the articulated robots are often used. The other thing about articulated robots, particularly from the collaborative robot point of view, they are widely used because they are very flexible. We can do multiple things and we can very easily deploy. So, my challenge that I'm trying to put up to the startup company is that we want a automations that are easily deployable, easily plug and play. And when that is possible, what happened is that we don't have to sort of reinvent the wheel each time, and it's about just put just like the Swiss knife, able to just pull out one of the tools or one of the tools that we want to use, and then we are good to go. So this is that kind of things, so especially in automation, often things are done specifically for one purpose only. Then when that particular project go into EOL, sometimes very sadly to say that the whole automation has to be scrapped away, or kind of discarded or cannot be used. Even if you can salvage some of the components, but a big part of the automation is gone. It's not deployable again. This is exactly what we are trying to avoid, and trying to see how can we make it so flexible, so deployable, so ready to use again kind of thing, plug and play. That kind of concept that we are trying to challenge the startups. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Simon. I think I love your whole idea of this configurable Lego-like system. I mean, as a Lego, fan, I love it very much. So thank you very much, Simon and Chuan for this, second challenge presentation. I would like now move on to the next challenge from ARTC, and this is called the Visual AI Challenge. Is a Visual AI inspection for smart manufacturing. May I now invite our friend from ARTC, Rashida, and she'll be presenting together with our friend from Cannametal with Fabian as well. So please take it away, Rashida and Fabian.
Oh, hi everyone. Good morning, everyone. Okay, so we're down to the last problem statement 3 for today, which is the automated visual inspection for visual AI inspection for smart manufacturing. I'm Rashida. We're from the Advanced Remanufacturing and Technology Center. Just give me a moment, yeah, for the next one. Yeah, so for today, we will have Cannametal with us. So they are problem statement owners. So I will go through the introduction with you. So for today, most industrial manufacturers of such components have high volume and high mix inventory, and it ranges in size for different equipment. So why actually we need visual inspection is because it's commonly used in both manufacturing and non-production environment, and it can span from traditional human visual inspection to fully automated detection in a single or multi-site. It's definitely a critical process, as there are high consequences in terms of inspection and error for injury, loss, and expensive equipment. So in order to inspect the quality in the skills, and we face the following challenges, one of which is visual human inspection is time-consuming, firstly, and it relies heavily on the engineers, usually done manually. So we also have the components that are in different size and geometry. So it's as small as 2 mm or as big or large parts as a 3 mm in length. So this specification usually give different high risk and area of failure points. So the inspection process require a lot of testing knowledge and subject matter expert, and the need for us to actually automate the process. Companies have tried laser scanning off-the-shelf computer vision solution, but faced with limitations. Current camera systems are mostly only able to capture images on the top and the bottom of component, and it often lags in capturing the 3D dimension of the component for proper inspection and quality control. So this actually brings us to the question that how might we automatically capture a 360-degree image of industrial manufacturing components sufficient enough for a smart inspection. So what are we looking for? Will be automatic, accurate, and holistic image capturing. So the camera system should actually be able to capture different geometrical profile, like shape and sharp or rounded corners, and be able to tell the different geometrical profiles and shapes. So we need a 360-degree rotational camera or system or camera rig to capture multiple profiles and achieve a full rotational analysis. This is because we need to actually have we need to look into different surface areas of specific inserts or parts. So which is why we needed to be able to rotate either the camera or the platform. Next, we are looking at automatic, accurate, and intelligent dimension measurement with smart search capabilities. So we need to accurately generate exact dimension of the parts and must include images and defect of database. This is because we need solutions to capture colors on parts of the inspection process. We have explored with laser scanning and 3D modeling system, but they are not effective due to inability to capture colors, and it's usually only in grayscale. It's inaccurate and cannot achieve 5 micron accuracy, and there's also a high noise level affecting 3D models and images. Just to take note, size of the component is usually in the range of 2 mm to 15 cm, and the components have certain profile such as unevenness on the surface, and the depth of focus should be larger than 2 mm. Next part, the problem solver should be able to have the following component. What we want in the requirement would be accurate and fast, cost-effective and seamless. Accurate and fast meaning the solution should have a high throughput rate, being able to capture the 360-degree images under a minute, ideally. Cost-effective, the solution has to be cost-effective to support scale across a wider manufacturing process, and seamless, it has to be able to export to further analyze the needs such as defect detection and smart repair identification. So by having this solution, we can actually assess the quality of inspection results fast enough to make difference in future product quality. So that's the end of my presentation. Next, I would like to invite Mr. Fabian Rosenberger, Manager Grade Development, and Dr. Felix Chang, Manager Engineering, to share more about Kennametal. Mr. Rosenberger, please.
Yes, hello. Can you hear me? All right.
Yeah.
Yes, we can. Yes.
Sorry, I had some audio problems a little bit earlier, so great that it works.
Oh, you sound fine.
Yes. Thanks for the opportunity to introduce Kennametal. Oh, let me see if I can get the video here somehow. Yeah, so thanks for the opportunity to introduce Kennametal. And I'd like to go through a couple slides, just giving a general overview about what we are doing. And at the end, I'm going to show some of the parts that we would need, captured fast and reliably, image-wise, as Rashida had introduced. So let's go to the next slide. So what is Kennametal? We are a global industrial manufacturing company with headquarters in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, US. We are size-wise about 8,600 employees at the moment, do business in multiple countries, have development headquarters for Europe in Neuhausen, Switzerland, for Asia in Singapore, so close to the ARTC here, and also in India, in Bangalore. So company was founded in 1938 by Philip McKenna, and going ever since. So fiscal 21 revenue was 1.8 billion. That obviously is a number affected by the current COVID-19 pandemic. Typically, we are looking at somewhat higher revenue. If you go to the next slide. So the main areas of products that we produce can be divided into two segments. One is a large area focused around metal cutting. So we provide tooling solutions for almost every metal cutting application. You can see here some examples, indexable milling cutters. We do solid carbide, drills, end mills, taps, what you can think of. And on the other part of the house, the infrastructure house, this is mostly earth cutting solutions. So when we say, in a metal cutting type, we measure wear maybe in the area of tens of millimeters. In the infrastructure sites, those are typically multiple or millimeters where these type of parts are varying. So these can be road planing bits, coal mine roof drilling bits, and so on. Industries served, all major industries: aerospace, gen eng, transportation, earthworks, and energy. Go to the next slide. So when we're coming a little bit closer to, oops, can I flip the slide or? Thanks. Yeah, coming closer a little bit to what we are looking for here with that startup challenge. So this will be positioned on our metal cutting side. So at the bottom, you see multiple different type of cutting inserts that we manufacture. And the challenge that we are going to look at in this case is related to turning inserts. So here in the middle, and specifically to tipped turning inserts. So if we go to the next slide, now we are close to what we are looking for. We also manufacture different types of tipped PCBN tipped turning inserts, mostly used for hard steel milling or for cast iron machining. And yeah, you can see just two examples here of a variety of different insert shapes, as well as positions where we introduce these PCBN tips. So in this case, on the left side, you see a trigon type inserts that is actually double-sided. So we, have 6 pockets where we brace PCBN tips into these pockets. And the interesting part here really is the area where these tips are inserted. These we require to have done a quality inspection for accuracy and for integrity of the brace joint, for example, as well as for some grinding facets across the insert. And these currently are being quality inspected mostly manually by somebody looking through a scope and investigating. So I think the next step here would be to have a method or a capturing method to get high quality images generated that can be then used for post-processing these images for further defect analysis. I had pointed out here maybe 2 more specific details to the challenge with the red circle. I mean, one challenge is that with these parts, you sometimes have a negative insert, what we call a negative insert. So you have a 0-degree clearance here to the side, and sometimes there are positive inserts. So the right image, you only have 2 tips, but there is a clearance angle here on that side flank. So this can be important for putting the focus for image capturing the right way. So I mean, the system needs to have a certain flexibility to make sure that you get always these critical brace joint areas right into focus and into the view. Yeah, so far from my side for where we could use such type of automated image capturing system.
Thank you, David.
Sorry, that was it. I'm done. Yeah.
Okay, we're all in suspense right now. We're waiting for the big denouement. The big answer. Okay.
Oh,
thank you.
Okay, so
sorry. Yeah. So no worries. I'm gonna invite you to stay on because we want to start the Q&A for
sure.
your challenge right now. So Rashida and Fabian and Felix, I believe, are still around. Do stay on. I'm going to have some questions for you from the floor. So let's see. There's one from Jose, right? Jose, I think you're asking about what inspection schemes are used by QA and QC, such as LTPD, AQL, AOQL, that are needed for 360 smart inspection methods. Okay, I totally don't understand this at all, but I'd like to invite Rashida and Fabian, to answer this.
What are all these acronyms?
Yeah, maybe I can invite Jose to specify, because Jose, you're too technical. You're very, very technical, highly technical. So I think we're having a bit of difficulty understanding all the acronyms. Yeah. So I'll invite maybe Jose to clarify what the acronyms are. Yeah. He seems very interested in this topic though. Yeah. Okay, I have a question from Suraj, and Suraj says, this inspection needs to be on assembly or individual inserts. Hasn't Zola made this yet? Okay. Anyone wants to take on this question from Suraj? Yeah.
Okay, yeah, this needs to be made on individual inserts. I mean, from Zola, there are certain tool inspection systems available where you can measure certain dimensions on a specific tool. but I'm not aware that there is a system available where you can have, 100, 250 piece orders that you run through that system and get the images that you can post-process. So one specific challenge that you have to evaluate here, for example, it can happen that there are voids in that brace joint. So you have to be able to detect these type of holes in there, and it's not necessarily that it is like a fixed ground type dimension that you can easily compare against an overlay or something. Yeah, hope that helps.
Hello. Yeah, this is Felix. Just want to add the Fabian. So I think Zola, Zola did make quite a lot of system on the inspections, but I believe they're mostly using the projection method, which they're looking for the shadow of a piece. And in our cases, we're looking for like 2D cameras. We're looking for the surface. So a lot of cases like Fabian's listed, we are looking for like industry cameras to look at the surface of that particular piece. And we're looking, using software to look at that images to analyze the dimensions and also defects, mostly on the defect side. Yeah.
Okay, thank you much, Fabian and Felix as well. Thank you very much. Yeah, I hope this answers Suraj's question. Okay, Jose came back with one acronym explanation, LTPDs, lot tolerance percent defectives. I tell you what, Jose, I think your questions are very, very technical, and I think we probably won't be able to answer them fully during this session, but I'd like to invite you to write into info@openinnovation.sg, right? Our email, info@openinnovation.sg, right? To specify your questions for our friends at Kanametal and ARTC, so that they're able to, we'll get forward to them and then they'll able to answer you in better detail. Because right now, I think this is not quite the forum for this very technical discussions, I believe. Yeah. Okay. And also for our friends from the floor as well, from ET or ET, I also invite you to write into info@openinnovation.sg to fill all your more technical questions. I believe we have more or less cleared all the questions for this current challenge. But again, ladies and gentlemen, if you have more questions for our friends at ARTC and Kanametal for this particular visual AI challenge, right, do write into info@openinnovation.sg. Yeah, sorry, Felix. Yeah.
So I mean, I think now I see Jose's questions. I think those goes more into what type of statistics we are creating for the quality part of it.
Okay.
So of course we take from lot to lot. I mean, we document how much scrap for specific features are being taken. But like I said, at the moment, this documentation mostly happens on a manual basis. When the inspector captures that data, then we document it obviously in a system. So I mean, that certainly would be one other advantage of an automated system, that you can more automatically do statistics and ensure that your processing, your brace processing, your grind processing, all of these things are as you expect.
Okay, thank you, Felix. Okay, we have one more question from the floor from Amanda. And Amanda is asking for what is the main factor that Kanametal is looking at when selecting the finalists for this solution? Would either Fabian or Felix like to take a shot at this?
So yeah, I mean, I think the main, I think I described it with being a system that is fast, reliable, and can create high image quality that requires post-processing for the defect detection that we require. So like I said, I think there was some more information shared in Rashida's introduction on what we would see as being fast. But I think this is, I mean, it needs to be able to capture these type of details on a multiple variety of those type of shapes. I mean, we have two specific examples selected. I mean, there is a much more variety of shapes that we have, but I think those two examples show many of the challenges that are common to most of what we are seeing. So if with these two examples, the system is capable of creating fast, stable, high quality images that we can use for post-processing up to 50 micron defects, that is what we would be looking for.
Okay, thank you very much. Felix.
On the Fabian, can we go back one slide? I think Fabian showed very good images of our problem statement. Can we go back to one slide? Just one slide.
Next.
Can you go down? No.
Too far. Yeah.
That was too far. Like the
Yes, this one.
the one.
I think you mean that.
This is one. This is one. So if you look at these two examples Vivian has shown to you, so if you look at this what we are looking for is top, bottom, and the flank, the sides. So when you look at these two inserts, I mean, on the side, especially on the side, which we call flank, there's a lot of challenges to look at those, to take image of those, because we have different sizes of insert. You can compare these two of different shape, triangle versus a diamond. And so can you have a system which are able to capture the flank surface of these two inserts? And on top of it, on your right-hand side, this is not a 19-degree flank. There's an angle between here, which circled, in red. There's 7-degree angle. I think 5 or 7-degree angle. So your side is not perfectly perpendicular to the top and bottom. So you also need to have a method to account for it. So the criteria we're looking for, like Fabian said, is definitely a method stably to capture all sides of the image and fast enough. So geometric wise, I think that's a big challenge.
Yeah. Challenge can also be the nose area here because it's rounded off. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. I'd like to thank Fabian and Felix as well as Rashida for presenting on this the visual AI team challenge. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want more details, right, you can also go to the OIP portal at www.openinnovation.sg. www.openinnovation.sg and go to the challenges page to dive into all the details of the challenges, including the scenarios that they're looking at. All right. So, thank you very much, Rashida, Fabian, and Felix for presenting on this challenge. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we have one more surprise item for the day, and this is going to be a special sharing by A-STAR's Robotics Horizontal Technology Program Office, or the HTPO. It's my great pleasure now to invite Dr. Denise Tonoko Adi from the A-STAR Robotics HTPO team to share with us about this very, very interesting, program office team. Denise,
yes.
You're here. Thank you very much. Yeah, please take it away.
Thanks, Billy. Thanks, everyone, for the opportunity for sharing about robotics capability in A-STAR. I think I'll keep it short. Can I go to the next slide, please? Yeah, I'll start with an overview. So Robotics HTPO has been established just about a year ago. So our role is really a coordinating office because I think earlier Andy mentioned about multiple RIs within A-STAR. In fact, for robotics, there are 4 RIs involved. ARTC is one of them, but there are also I2R, IHPC, as well as SimTech. So we try to build a single roadmap for robotics across A-STAR Research Institutes. We also work very closely with national robotics programs so that we are ensuring that we are aligned with the national priorities and as well as the national R&D plan for robotics. And lastly, we're also looking at talent and community development and privileged also to be able to share in this platform. An overview of the capabilities within A-STAR, we're looking at 3 top focus areas. So this is in the area of navigation and perception. Navigation, particularly for cluttered, unstructured environments. So this is an environment, it could be a human-rich or it could be an environment that keeps changing from time to time. Also for perception. So perception is the ability for the robots to understand the environment in which it is operating in using the sensors. And then we have also universal in quotation mark here for any factors. So this is both in terms of the hardware development, so looking at modular adaptive gripper to handle various applications and tasks, as well as the software part of it that allows the utilization of any factors to perform those tasks. And as well as system capability. So robotics is often comprised of multiple subsystems. So the ability to consolidate or to integrate various subsystems together is critical. So we're looking at also robotics middleware framework as one of an enabler to do that, as well as system engineering capability. Some statistics there, I think, were taken from our stock take in the past 5 years. I think the numbers have changed slightly, but roughly there are about more than 100 scientists and engineers looking at robotics and automations. I mentioned about the 4 institutes. We have a number of patents and publications, some of which would be available also for the startups who are interested to have access to these capabilities. We do have a number of projects that we have completed in the past. We work very closely both with industry and public sector. So it can be with tech providers, system integrators, or end users through consortium or direct model. The public sector agencies that we've worked with in the past are shown on the slide. Next slide, please. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So I'll talk now about the core capabilities on robotics. So I mentioned earlier about navigation. So this is specifically for especially for GNS denied area. So area where there is no GPS connection, for example, indoor and outdoor, dynamic cluttered environment. For perceptions, looking at integrating various sensors to allow the robots to be able to perceive the environment in which it operates. There are some examples of the successes. So these are the two of the spin-offs from A-Star, Movita, that is looking at software for autonomous vehicles, as well as SensorBot. One of the products that they launched is the shelf scanning robots that have been deployed among many places at National Library. And then for universal end effectors, looking at various types of grippers. So this is for variable stiffness, multi-finger, and different types of end effectors as well. So end effectors could be force, motion, impedance control, and the AI that is required to deploy this end effector for various applications. So it is critical to have a good domain expertise, especially in different manufacturing processes. And the team, for example, here have deployed one of the customized end effector for the applications at the port for coning and deconing operations. So one of the challenges is that the cones are of many different shapes. So it also requires an AI for the material handling to successfully deploy these applications. The third one is for system capabilities. I mentioned about the system agnostics robotic middleware framework. So essentially, there are a lot of applications using ROS, as well as system engineering capabilities, especially in ARTC that is also hosting ROS consortium. Next slide, please. So beyond the top three areas that I mentioned earlier, there are also other core capabilities that we do beyond this. For example, human-robot interaction. So this covers, for example, the ability to teach a robot more intuitively, ability for the robot to understand or anticipate human intention, and to allow robot and human to work more collaboratively in various settings. One of the examples is the program that A-Star has been working on for human-robot interaction that recently was awarded with KUKA Innovation Award this year. And then we also look at flexible reconfigurable robotics. This is mainly related to hardware developments to achieve a scalable mobility and scalable manipulation. So I think a lot of the developments in SimTech have led to technology transfer to companies. For example, the wheel or actuation module that they have developed. And moving forward, they're looking to set a new paradigm of modular reconfigurable robotics, where robots can be, it's a bit like a Lego pieces that can be reconfigured or repurposed for various applications. And then the last one is on soft robotics. This is also an area that is that the A-Star team has been working on. There a few types, for example, the dielectric electroactive polymer or pneumatic actuated robots. In addition to this, there are also a lot of efforts in building the model in order to a computational model to design for soft robotics, because often when it comes to soft robotics, there's a lot of iterations that is involved. So having a computational model that helps with the design would accelerate the development of soft robotics for various applications. It could be for handling, for example, here, handling of egg or something that's very fragile, or something that is with a large range of stiffness. Next slide, please. Okay, so this is just this is an example of the various projects that A-Star Robotics have undertaken in the past 5 years. So if you look at the top half, these are all very application driven. So both either by public sector or private sector. Maybe some of the examples I can highlight here is the use of mobile robot for autonomous airframe inspection. So this is a work that was carried out between I2R and IHPC to deploy solutions for inspection of aircrafts at the hangar. From the private sector, we've also been working on development for industry robots. For example, using industrial robots for laser cladding as well as boron nitride spraying. So these are heavy duty type of applications. Beyond that, we also have applications where it is more a bit more of software centric development. For example, for the masking application that the ARTC consortium has carried out. And then at the bottom half here is to show also beyond application-specific development, there are also capabilities which are more cross-cutting. So these are more of the low TRL. So for example, the human-robot collaboration, a number of navigation type of developments for mobile robots, as well as tactile sensing and control. This is quite specific for the soft robotics part of the capability. And in addition to that, there is also a ROS-I consortium hosted in ARTC that looks into robotic software development. Next slide, please. So the applications have been deployed across sectors. So some of the examples are here, aerospace, marine and offshore, logistics, public security as well, fast-moving consumer goods, as well as healthcare. So we have experience working across sectors and look forward also to be able to work with the different startups here to deliver the solutions to the end users. I think with that, this should be my last slide. Yes. Yeah,
okay, thank you very much, Dr. Denise, for your great presentation on exciting developments in A-Star's robotics R&D. Right, I've given the URL to the robotics horizontal technology program office link in the chat group. So guys, if you're interested, do visit the website to find out more about the exciting things that they're doing at the A-Star Robotics HTPO. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And a big thank you to all our presenters today for this very special Innovation Thursday Automation 4.0 webinar. I'd like to thank the ARTC team, Dr. Andy Lee, Claire, Chuan Shen and Rashida for helping us present the challenges together with your special guest stars from Meraxus. We had Jeremiah. From Omnimol we had Simon, and then from Canamental we had Fabian and Felix. And of course, last but not least, Dr. Denise from A-Star's Robotics HTPO. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for presenting a very great webinar. And I hope that our audience has learned enough to help them prepare better proposals to win the challenges in OIP Innovation Call 12, right? Once again, the deadline for all the challenges we've heard today and for the rest of challenges in Innovation Call 12 is Friday, the 28th of January, 2022. And ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you, of course, to join us next week for Innovation Thursday, the Data Analytics Edition, next week on 9th December, 2021 from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. I'm going to share the link right here to register for next week's webinar. So we're going to see you guys next week with back with all your burning questions, especially our friends like ET and Jose. I look forward to having you guys on board again next week. Do join us. The link to sign up for the Innovation Thursday Data Analytics webinar on 9th December is in the chat group, in the chat box, sorry. So do click on it to register. And of course, if you want more information, do visit our portal at www.openinnovation.sg. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Billy Teo from Team OIP. Wishing you having a great weekend. Hoping that you will have a great weekend and the rest of us as well this coming weekend. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next week at Innovation Thursday Data Analytics on 9 December. Thank you and bye-bye.